Welcome back everyone, I'm Kate Plays Games, this is EVE Online, and EVE Online has today had a very huge update to the game. As you can probably tell, the inside of stations looks very different, but only player stations. I'm inside an Upwell at the moment, and this is the new docking screen. If I had any more ships docked here, they would appear up here and over here and over here. All the ships you have in dock, well, not all of them, because if you have hundreds of ships they won't all be displayed, but several of your ships that you have in storage will be displayed in the new hangar. And if we zoom in on my ship, you'll see at the front is a strange looking holographic badge. This is my corporation emblem, because yes, we can now have corporation and alliance marks on our ships after many years of asking for it. Hooray! So how do you get these holographic things? Well, there are new agents for a new corporation called Paragon. If you just click on Paragon agents, it will show you where the nearest one are. There is only 11 of them, but they are spread out all over the galaxy, so they're very easy to find. You go to these agents, you run a very easy mission. You can only do one mission a day. They're all level 1. The one I went to asked me to give them a Tech 1 scanning frigate, so I bought one for a couple of 100,000 ISK, handed it over, got some loyalty points, and the loyalty points are stored here in the Evermarks section of the wallet, which is brand new. At the minute it's a little bit broken, it says I have none, but I'm pretty sure I do have some. And at the moment they've only released these holographic icons for Tech 1 ships like shuttles and frigates, destroyers, cruisers, battlecruisers. Not battleships for some weird reason, but they haven't done it on them yet. But you can get your corporation and alliance logos on your ships now. And the way you put them on, you go to fitting screen, you go to this new tab up here, which is personalization, which has replaced the old skins tab, which used to be right here in between these two icons. It's now personalization because it covers your skins. And you click the other tab for emblems, and here we are. You can take your emblems on or off as you wish. And there's another one here for alliance if you are in an alliance, so you can have your corp and alliance and the skin all on your ship at the same time. Very cool. Right, let's just go full screen again and undock, and we shall have a look at the cool new undocking graphic. Well, bit of an anticlimax, but there it is. And as we see, our holographic thing is visible in space, so everyone knows which corporation you're part of.
Warp drive
Let's
active.
just dock at another Upwell, and we shall see the new docking animation.
Docking request accepted.
Here we are in the station, reverse parking onto the parking slot. Pretty cool. It takes quite a while, but as soon as you come into the station you can start manipulating stuff in your hangars whilst this animation goes off in the background. So what else is new in this update? Well, a hell of a lot of things. We have no less than 16 new ships. There are 4 Navy issue scanning frigates, which are very much tailored towards PvP. So if you want to do PvP and scanning, you don't have to use an Astro all the time now. Now you can fly your own faction frigate. There's that Magnate Navy issue, Heron Navy issue, Imicus Navy issue, whose icon has refused to load, but that's what it looks like, and a Probe Navy issue. Now strictly speaking, these 4 were released a little bit before this expansion, but they were only available to players who took part in the event which introduced them, and now they're available on loyalty point stores, so everyone can have them. 4 new Navy Battlecruisers. These are the Prophecy Navy issue, which is medium energy turret and drones, and Ferox Navy issue, medium hybrid turret, damage, tracking speed, and shield booster activation cost reduction. So that's very definitely an active shield tanking Ferox. That's the way I fit them anyway. The Myrmidon Navy issue, which looks like this. And the Myrmidon Navy issue is again drones and hybrid turret damage, and it has a special bonus to Stasis Webifier drone, factor of velocity decrease. So if you have Galanti Battlecruiser level 5, your Stasis Webifier drones will be 50% better. They're very niche, hardly anyone ever uses them. And last and definitely not least, we have a Cyclone fleet issue. Yes, they're just new skins and different traits and different slots, but they're cool ships. This has heavy missile and heavy assault missile launcher rate of fire, and explosion velocity, so that's damage application, so that is also a really cool new ship. And likewise, these battlecruisers technically came out a little while ago, but again, they were only being awarded as blueprint copies to people who took part in the event. The event is now long over, so these are now also available on the Faction Warfare loyalty point stores. And today we have 4 Navy issued destroyers. Navy issued destroyers at long last. We've been asking for these for years and they're finally here. We have a Coercer Navy issue, which gets small energy turret damage, 7.5% bonus to ship armor hit points, and activation cost and neutralization, activation cost and strength. So a nasty little capacitor warfare ship. Cormorant Navy issue, small hybrid turret damage, an optimal range, and shield booster amount, so an active tanking hybrid weapon platform. And the Catalyst Navy issue, small hybrid turret damage and armor repairer amount, and a 15% reduction to armor plate mass penalty. So it's a fast little blaster boat. And last and not least, we have the Thrasher fleet issue. Small projectile turret damage and rate of fire, so DPS and DPS, and 15% reduction to microwarp signature radius penalty. So again, very fast, very hard hitting. Cool new stubby wings off the side at the back. And in addition to these 12 new ships, we have Faction Dreadnoughts. That's right, we have Navy Dreadnoughts. There's a Revelation Navy issue, capital energy turret damage, 4% bonus to all armor resists, and Nosferatu again. Cap Drain Capacitor Warfare Amar Dreadnought. Nice. Phoenix Navy issue, extra large cruise, torpedo and torpedo damage. That's obviously for rapid torpedo launchers. 4% bonus to all shield resistances, 10% reduction in missile launcher reload time, that's interesting, and a 7.5% bonus to target painted effectiveness. So the Big Drake is even more like a Big Drake now. It looks a lot better than the normal Phoenix. Maybe we'll see more Phoenix out in the space lanes these days, who knows. Moros Navy issue. Again, hybrid turret damage, rate of fire and optimal range, so a huge gunship. 5% bonus to armor repairer amount and cycle time, and it has 20% bonus to warp scramble and warp disruptor strength and optimal range. And this is what the Navy Moros looks like. The front end is very different to a Tech 1 Moros. And last and definitely not least is a Naglfar fleet issue. Again, projectile turret damage and rate of fire, 7.5% bonus to both shield booster and armor repairer amount, and 20% bonus to heavy stasis grappler fall-off range. And this is what the Naglfar looks like. It's not as long as the Tech 1, but it's a lot bulkier. Looks very mean and nasty indeed. So all 16 of these new ships are available in loyalty point stores right now, but it is only the Faction Warfare loyalty point store. Faction Warfare has had a huge update in this expansion. The way it works has been completely changed. As we see, this screen looks very different to what you might be used to seeing. Frontline systems are where Faction Warfare borders are, so this is one here between these two, this is one here between these two, this is one here between this lot. And all the ones with this icon, you get increased rewards for doing Faction Warfare. The ones that are one system back from the front lines get slightly increased rewards, and the ones back here, you just get normal rewards. So you are being rewarded for fighting on the front lines, which is great because you're going to need Faction Warfare loyalty points to buy all these new ships. In addition to having new ships, lots of existing ships have had their stats changed quite a lot. The Armageddon Navy issue used to just be purely lasers, and now it's missiles as well. It's been given 5 missile slots and missile traits. So rapid heavy missile, cruise missile and torpedo damage. Pretty nice. One massive change has been to the Muninn. the Tech 2 Minmatar Heavy Assault Cruiser. This thing has been a scourge of fleet fights for many years. Huge alpha damage, very fast, very small, very long range. It was absolutely dominating nullsec fleet battles for years, and it's finally been changed. How have they changed it? They've taken the guns away, and they've changed it to a missile ship. So it's heavy missile and heavy assault missile explosion velocity, so that's damage application, and 5% bonus to light missile, heavy missile and heavy assault missile launcher rate of fire, so DPS. And it's also getting more 5% bonus to light missile, heavy missile and heavy assault missile damage, and 3% bonus to all shield and armour resistances. Lots of other heavy assault cruisers have been changed as well, and essentially what they've done is that they've stopped them all being very long range snipers, they've reduced their maximum target range, they've changed the stats of their weapons so their weapons don't reach out as long as they used to, and they've increased the tank on all of them. So pretty much all heavy assault cruisers are now medium range brawlers. For example, the Cerberus, I believe, Cerberus now has a 7.5% bonus to shield boost to them out, which is pretty large. So all heavy assault cruisers are now medium range brawlers with better tank. There's been changes to high security ganking. Alpha characters are no longer allowed to turn off their safety to red in high security space. Yellow's safety for suspect status is all that alpha players can do. So there are no more disposable suicide ganking alts for you. There's also been changes to players with low security rating. You lower your security rating by attacking people either in high sec or low sec. As we see here, this list says if you have -2, then you cannot tether to Upwell stations. Tethering is when you get the tether beam and you cannot be targeted by anyone. See, the lower your security rating goes, the less and less Upwells you can tether at, and if you go to below -4.5, you cannot tether in anywhere in high sec. And if you drop below -5, you cannot dock in NPC or Upwell stations at all in high sec, unless you're only in a capsule. So if you've been very naughty, then you're going to have to travel through high sec in a capsule until you get back into low sec, and that's it for you. But to counterbalance this nerf to ganking, there has also been a buff to ganking, because Abyssal Dead Space has been far too safe and profitable for far too long. People have been running countless Abyssal traces right in places like Jita and other trade hubs, and then selling their stuff right away, and because it's in a 0.9 or 0.8 or 1.0 system, the cops turn up really quickly to kill anyone that's trying to suicide attack you. That's all changing. To change this type of gameplay, you are no longer allowed to activate any Abyssal Dead Space filaments in 1.0 or 0.9 systems. In 0.8 you can use tiers 0, 1, 2 and 3 in complete state as normal, but if you do tier 4, 5 or 6, when you come out of the Abyssal Dead Space you will have a suspect flag, which, as we know, lets anyone attack you for 15 minutes. So someone could scan down your Abyssal trace, be waiting for you when you emerge, and you emerge and you're suspect. They have 15 minutes and they can legally attack you, so you're going to have to be careful. In 0.7 systems, only tiers 5 and 6 will generate a suspect flag. In 0.6, only tier 6 will generate a suspect flag. And in 0.5 systems, you will get no suspect status for any type of filament. But of course, in 0.5 systems, the cops take about 20 seconds to show up, so they're still going to have a good chance to kill you. So ganking has been nerfed, because alphas can no longer do it, and low security pilots can't tether or dock if they're too naughty, but ganking has also been buffed, because you can kill 7 billion Gilas who come out of a high grade Abyssal Dead Space with a suspect timer. There are many other changes which I shall briefly take you through. This is the patch notes. Let's have a look at all this stuff. There is a lot. This is all the faction warfare stuff. I've already explained Frontlines to you. Lots. All of these star systems have been removed from the faction warfare systems, so these are no longer faction warfare systems. Tough luck if you hunted people here, you won't be able to do it anymore. They're just regular low sec systems now. Here are all the stats for all the Navy ships. And here are all the balance changes to heavy assault cruisers. I will of course link this link in the description below. The Muninn is the one that changed the most. Cerberus didn't change all that much. Eagle didn't change that much. Zealot barely changed at all. Vagabond got a little bit more power grid. Ishtar lost a little bit of targeting range and that was it. Sacrilege changed a little bit. And Navy ships rebalance. As we see, Caracal Navy issue got a change. Executor Navy issue got changed. Dominic's Navy issue, Armageddon. I did touch briefly on the Armageddon. Typhoon Fleet issue. Even more balance passes down here. Crows got changed, Bellicos got changed, Proteus got changed, Rifters, Ishkurs, lots of other stuff. And this here is the Paragon agents with the icons. Lots of loyalty points were reduced in price to make these ships cheaper to buy, which is nice. And the very expensive Neuralink conduits have been removed for Navy ship blueprint copies. So not only are these blueprints cheaper to buy, they're also cheaper to build, which is very, very welcome indeed. People want these ships, and they're not going to fly them if they're too expensive. We have 2 new skills, Advanced Contracting, plus 4 contracts per level, so that's an extra 20 contracts. And Elite Infomorph Psychology, plus 1 jump clone per level, so another 5 jump clones. Excellent stuff. This is the stuff about the Abyssals and the Alpha clones. Lots of new graphics, lots of new audio, lots of new player experience. Stuff's been changed, but I bet it's still mostly broken. And a lot of other little things got fixed. Most players seem to be very happy with most of these changes. These are changes we have collectively been asking for many, many years. And they're finally getting around to actually doing it, which is fantastic. I'm not sure why they waited this long. They always seem to wait for a crisis where player numbers are absolutely crashing and everyone's leaving the game and everyone's really angry before they actually pull their finger out and do something good. But they do end up doing the right thing eventually. And on top of all that, right now in the New Eden store, there are 7 days Omega free for every character. But only once. I've already claimed mine. When you open the store, it's right here at the very top left. This offer of free 7 days of Omega time is active until the 22nd of November. As I speak to you now, it's only the 8th, so you've got plenty of time to do that on all your accounts. So, log in to Eve, play around with the new stuff. I think you'll like it. I'm having fun, at least. The new docking animation is a little bit big and a little bit loud and a little bit annoying, but I'm sure that will get changed in the coming days. So that's pretty much it for this video. Do take care of yourself until we meet again for the next one. I'll see you later.